What if the key to understanding our future lies in the whispers of the past? Civilizations like the Mayans, Egyptians, and Sumerians left behind more than just ruins. They left predictions that seem to eerily align with events centuries later. Did they possess knowledge beyond their time, or were they tapping into something even more profound? These ancient societies didn't just build monuments. They encoded messages, mapped celestial cycles, and carved prophecies into stone that still baffle us today. In this video, we'll journey into the heart of these mysteries, uncovering how these lost civilizations may have foreseen the future and what their insights could mean for us now. From the Mayan calendar to Egyptian star maps, we'll explore predictions that defy explanation and challenge everything we think we know about history. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of the ancients? Let's begin. The Mayan Long Count calendar is one of the most sophisticated timekeeping systems ever created, yet it's often misunderstood. Far from predicting the end of the world in 2012, the Mayans saw this date as the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Their calendar, stretching over 5,000 years, was designed to mark significant cosmic eras, not doom. Modern interpretations turned this into a global phenomenon, fueled by speculation and media hype, but the truth is far more intriguing. The Mayans viewed time as cyclical, not linear. Each cycle brought renewal and transformation, not destruction. Experts suggest their predictions were less about catastrophes and more about understanding the rhythms of the universe. This perspective reveals a culture deeply connected to the cosmos, using their calendar as a way to navigate the ebb and flow of existence. Why does this ancient system still captivate us today? Perhaps it's the precision of their calculations or the way their vision of time challenges our own. The Mayans remind us that time is not just a countdown but a canvas for endless possibilities. And speaking of predictions, other ancient civilizations left behind prophecies that were startlingly accurate. What did they see that we're only beginning to uncover? The Oracle of Delphi sits at the heart of ancient Greek mysticism, a figure shrouded in both reverence and mystery. Known as the Pythia, she was the conduit for prophecies that shaped the fates of kings, empires, and even entire civilizations. But how did she do it? Her process was anything but ordinary. Seated in a sacred chamber within the temple of Apollo, the Pythia would enter a trance-like state, often induced by inhaling vapors rising from the earth. In this altered state of consciousness, she would utter cryptic phrases, enigmatic and poetic, leaving priests to interpret her words for those seeking guidance. One of her most famous prophecies warned King Croesus of Lydia about his impending defeat by the Persian Empire. Her words were vague yet precise enough to come true, solidifying her reputation as a voice of the divine. But what made the oracle so influential beyond the mystique? It was the cultural and psychological weight her words carried. In a world where gods were believed to directly intervene in human affairs, the Pythia's prophecies weren't just advice, they were divine mandates. People trusted her because they trusted the gods. This blend of faith, ritual, and interpretation created a powerful tool for shaping decisions and destinies. The Oracle of Delphi reminds us that prediction in ancient times wasn't just about foreseeing the future. It was about connecting to something greater, a force that transcended human understanding. And this leads us to a broader question. How did mysticism and belief shape the way ancient civilizations tried to predict the future? Now, let's turn to one of the most famous figures in the realm of prophecy, Nostradamus. Born in the 16th century, this enigmatic French apothecary turned seer is best known for his collection of quatrains, published in a book called Les Prophéties. These four-line verses, written in cryptic and often ambiguous language, have been interpreted as predicting everything from the rise of Napoleon to the September 11th attacks. But how did Nostradamus craft these predictions? His methods were rooted in astrology, a discipline that connected celestial movements to earthly events, and he often worked in a trance-like state, claiming divine inspiration. What makes his prophecies so enduring is their openness to interpretation. Take, for example, his quatrain describing a beast from the east rising to power, a line many associate with Adolf Hitler. Or the lines that some believe foreshadowed the destruction of the Twin Towers, mentioning two steel birds and great fire. Yet, skeptics argue that his predictions are too vague to be considered genuine foresight. They point out that his quatrains are so broadly worded they could apply to countless events throughout history, making them more coincidental than prophetic. This debate raises an important question. Did Nostradamus truly glimpse the future, or did he simply craft verses flexible enough to be reinterpreted with every new generation? What's undeniable is the cultural impact of his work, which continues to captivate and intrigue. And speaking of cultural approaches, other civilizations also developed unique ways of predicting the future, each reflecting their own beliefs and traditions. How do they compare to the methods of Nostradamus? Let's explore further. The I Ching, or Book of Changes, is a cornerstone of ancient Chinese philosophy and one of the oldest divination systems in the world. At its core lies the concept of yin and yang, the idea that opposing forces are interconnected and constantly in flux. This duality isn't just a philosophical abstraction, it's the foundation of how the I Ching works. To consult the I Ching, a person would traditionally use yarrow stalks or coins to generate a hexagram, a 6-line symbol made up of broken and unbroken lines representing yin and yang. Each hexagram corresponds to a specific chapter in the text, offering guidance, predictions, and insights into the question at hand. For example, the hexagram Kian, or the creative, symbolizes strength and initiative, often interpreted as a sign to take bold action. On the other hand, Kun, or the receptive, suggests patience and adaptability. These interpretations aren't just about predicting outcomes, they're about understanding the natural flow of life and aligning oneself with it. The I Ching's wisdom lies in its ability to blend prediction with philosophy, offering not just answers but a framework for thinking about challenges and opportunities. Its influence has endured for millennia, inspiring thinkers from Confucius to Carl Jung, who saw it as a profound tool for exploring the human psyche. But what makes it still relevant today? In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, the I Ching offers a timeless reminder that change is the only constant, and that understanding its patterns can guide us through even the most uncertain times. This ancient system of divination isn't just about foreseeing the future, it's about finding harmony within it. And this leads us to a larger question. How do other ancient systems of prediction compare, and what can they teach us about navigating the complexities of our own lives? For the ancient Egyptians, death wasn't an end, it was a gateway to another realm filled with trials, judgments, and ultimate rewards. This belief is vividly captured in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a collection of spells, prayers, and instructions designed to guide the deceased through the afterlife. Far from a single book, these texts were personalized for each individual, often inscribed on papyrus scrolls and buried with them in their tombs. The journey to the afterlife was anything but easy. The deceased would face the weighing of the heart ceremony, where their heart was measured against the feather of Mat, the goddess of truth and justice. If their heart was lighter than the feather, they could proceed to the field of reeds, a paradise of eternal peace. But if it was heavier, it would be devoured by Ammit, the devourer of souls, condemning them to oblivion. The spells in the Book of the Dead were meant to help the deceased navigate this treacherous journey, from passing through gates guarded by fearsome deities to reciting the correct words to convince the gods of their purity. These predictions weren't just about the afterlife, they were a reflection of Egyptian values, emphasizing truth, justice, and moral integrity. The Book of the Dead also reveals how deeply Egyptians believed in the continuity of life and death, viewing the afterlife as a mirror of their earthly existence. This belief shaped their culture profoundly, from their grand funerary practices to their daily lives. Yet, while the Egyptians focused on a moral and spiritual journey, other civilizations' predictions took different forms, rooted in their own unique worldviews. How did these ancient approaches compare, and what can they tell us about humanity's shared quest to understand the unknown? The Sumerian civilization, one of the earliest known to humanity, left behind a treasure trove of knowledge etched into clay tablets. These ancient artifacts, some dating back over 4,000 years, aren't just records of daily life. They contain intricate depictions of celestial events and mythology that continue to baffle researchers. Take, for instance, the famous Venus tablet of Amasajuka, which meticulously tracks the movements of Venus across the sky. This level of astronomical precision raises an intriguing question. How did the Sumerians, living millennia before the invention of telescopes, develop such advanced cosmic knowledge? Some theories suggest they may have had access to lost technologies or received guidance from sources beyond their time. Their myths even describe gods descending from the heavens, beings known as the Anunnaki, who supposedly shared wisdom with humanity. Whether these stories are symbolic or literal, they highlight the Sumerians' deep connection to the cosmos. Their tablets also document events that some interpret as predictions, such as solar eclipses and planetary alignments. Could these have been the result of meticulous observation, or did they possess a deeper understanding of the universe? The mystery only deepens when we consider that many of their astronomical insights align with modern discoveries. This has led some to speculate that the Sumerians were not just observers but perhaps inheritors of a much older, more sophisticated knowledge system. Their tablets don't just record history, they challenge our understanding of it, suggesting that ancient civilizations may have been far more advanced than we give them credit for. And this raises a broader question: what other technologies or insights might have been lost to time? The Sumerians remind us that the past holds secrets we've yet to unravel, and their legacy invites us to look to the stars with both wonder and curiosity. High above the arid plains of southern Peru, the Nazca Lines stretch across the landscape like a giant canvas etched into the earth. These massive geoglyphs, some over 1,000 feet long, depict everything from animals and plants to geometric shapes, all visible only from the air. But what were they for? One of the most compelling theories suggests a connection to the stars. Researchers have found that many of the lines align with key celestial events, such as the solstices and the positions of certain stars. This has led to the idea that the Nazca Lines might have served as an astronomical calendar, helping the Nazca civilization track time and plan agricultural activities. Another theory even proposes that these lines were messages to the gods, or perhaps to extraterrestrial visitors. The precision of their designs is astonishing, with straight lines stretching for miles without deviation, a feat that would have required advanced knowledge of mathematics and engineering. Yet the purpose of these lines remains a mystery. Were they a way to predict celestial changes, or did they hold a deeper, more spiritual significance? The scale alone is mind-boggling. Some figures, like the famous hummingbird or spider, are so large they can only be fully appreciated from the sky. This raises the question: how did the Nazca people create such intricate designs without the ability to see them from above? And what does this tell us about their understanding of the cosmos? The Nazca Lines are a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. Their legacy invites us to ponder not just their purpose, but also the broader capabilities of ancient civilizations. Speaking of engineering marvels, other cultures also left behind structures that continue to defy explanation. What were they building and why? Let's explore further. Buried beneath the sea for over 2,000 years, the Antikythera Mechanism emerged as one of the most astonishing discoveries of the 20th century. Found off the coast of a small Greek island in 1901, this intricate bronze device, no larger than a shoebox, has rewrote our understanding of ancient technology. Often referred to as the world's first analog computer, the Antikythera Mechanism was designed to predict astronomical events with remarkable precision. Its complex system of gears and dials could track the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, even forecasting eclipses and the timing of the Olympic Games. The level of craftsmanship is staggering. Some of its gears are as thin as a millimeter, and the entire device reflects an understanding of mechanics and astronomy that rivals anything from the Renaissance over a millennium later. How did the ancient Greeks create something so advanced? This question has puzzled researchers for decades, sparking debates about the extent of their technological prowess. Some believe the mechanism was the work of a genius inventor, possibly influenced by even earlier civilizations. Its discovery challenges the conventional timeline of human progress, suggesting that ancient societies may have achieved feats we're only now beginning to comprehend. The Antikythera Mechanism is more than just a relic. It's a window into a world where science and art were deeply intertwined, where curiosity and ingenuity pushed the boundaries of what was possible. It forces us to reconsider what we think we know about the past and raises an even bigger question: what other technologies might have been lost to time? From the pyramids to the Nazca Lines, the echoes of ancient innovation are everywhere if we only know where to look. The Hopi people, an indigenous tribe of the American Southwest, have long been stewards of ancient wisdom passed down through generations. Their prophecies, preserved through oral traditions, paint a vivid picture of the future that feels startlingly relevant today. Among these predictions are warnings of devastating world wars, environmental collapse, and a time of great spiritual reckoning. According to the Hopi, these events are part of a larger cycle of purification, a period where humanity must confront its actions and seek balance with the earth. One of their most famous prophecies speaks of a gourd of ashes that would fall from the sky, bringing destruction, a description many interpret as a reference to atomic bombs. Another foretells the drying of rivers and the degradation of the land, a scenario that echoes our current climate crisis. What makes these prophecies so compelling isn't just their accuracy, but the cultural and spiritual context in which they were shared. For the Hopi, these predictions aren't just about doom. They're calls to action, reminders of the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of living in harmony with nature. Their oral traditions, rich with symbolism and storytelling, have kept these teachings alive for centuries, proving that some truths transcend time and technology. But the Hopi aren't alone in their foresight. Across the globe, other indigenous cultures have also shared visions of the future, each offering unique insights into the human experience. How do their predictions compare, and what can they teach us about navigating the challenges of our time? Nestled in the high Himalayas, Tibetan Buddhism has preserved some of the most profound spiritual insights in human history. Among its treasures are ancient texts that don't just explore the present, they gaze into the future, predicting spiritual awakenings that could transform humanity. One of the central figures in these prophecies is Maitreya, the future Buddha who is said to appear when the teachings of the current Buddha, Shakyamuni, have faded from the world. Described as a beacon of compassion and wisdom, Maitreya's arrival is linked to a time of societal renewal, where greed, hatred, and ignorance will diminish and harmony will flourish. But these texts go beyond predicting a single figure. They paint a vivid picture of a world undergoing profound change. They speak of shifts in consciousness, where individuals awaken to their interconnectedness and embrace ethical living as a path to collective well-being. The philosophical implications are striking, emphasizing that the future isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we create through our actions and intentions. This idea has resonated deeply in modern spiritual practices, inspiring movements focused on mindfulness, compassion, and environmental stewardship. Tibetan Buddhist texts remind us that spiritual predictions aren't about fatalism, they're about hope and responsibility. They challenge us to see ourselves as active participants in shaping the future, urging us to cultivate the qualities that will lead to a more enlightened world. This perspective offers a powerful contrast to other forms of prophecy, which often focus on external events rather than internal transformation. And this raises a fascinating question. Could the key to understanding the future lie not in forecasting events, but in understanding the evolution of human consciousness? As we explore this theme, we'll see how spiritual predictions from different cultures converge on a shared vision of awakening, one that invites us to look within as much as we look ahead. The Voynich Manuscript is a puzzle wrapped in mystery, its pages filled with cryptic symbols, strange illustrations, and a writing system that has defied translation for centuries. Discovered in the early 20th century by bookseller Wilfrid Voynich, this 15th century document has baffled cryptographers, linguists, and historians alike. Its text is written in an unknown script, accompanied by bizarre drawings of plants, astronomical diagrams, and human-like figures in surreal scenes. Despite countless attempts to crack its code from World War II codebreakers to modern artificial intelligence, the manuscript's meaning remains elusive. What was its purpose? Theories range wildly. Some believe it's an encrypted alchemical guide, while others argue it's a hoax designed to deceive. One intriguing possibility is that it contains predictions or hidden knowledge, perhaps tied to medieval science or esoteric traditions. The manuscript's illustrations add another layer of intrigue, with some plants appearing fantastical and others resembling known species. Could these images hold clues to its origins or purpose? The lack of progress in deciphering the text has only deepened its mystique, fueling speculation about its creators and their intentions. It's a reminder that, even in an age of advanced technology, some mysteries remain stubbornly unsolved. The Voynich Manuscript challenges our assumptions about history, knowledge, and the limits of human understanding. It's a testament to the allure of the unknown, drawing us in with questions that have yet to find answers. But this manuscript isn't alone in its mystery. Other ancient texts, equally enigmatic, have captivated scholars and enthusiasts for generations. What secrets do they hold, and why do these puzzles continue to fascinate us? The Knights Templar, a medieval order of warrior monks, have long been shrouded in myth and intrigue. Known for their role in the Crusades and their vast wealth, they're also at the center of countless legends about hidden knowledge and secret prophecies. Some say the Templars possessed ancient texts or relics, like the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail, which granted them insight into future events. Others claim their cryptic symbols and rituals were more than just spiritual practices. They were a coded language foretelling political upheavals and religious transformations. For example, theories suggest the Templars predicted the fall of monarchies and the rise of secular governance, events that unfolded centuries after their demise. Their mysterious symbols, such as the double-headed eagle and the pentagram, have been interpreted as keys to understanding these prophecies. Even their abrupt downfall, dissolved by King Philip IV of France in the early 14th century, has fueled speculation that they were targeted not just for their wealth but for what they knew. The Templars' legacy extends far beyond the Middle Ages, permeating modern conspiracy theories and pop culture. From Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code to claims of their influence over global finance, their story continues to captivate and provoke. So, were the Templars truly keepers of prophetic wisdom, or has history embellished their legend? Their enigmatic legacy invites us to explore the broader theme of secret societies and their role in shaping or predicting the course of human history. And this leads us to another question. What other hidden groups claim to possess insights into the future, and how did their visions compare to those of the Templars? Emerging in the early 17th century, the Rosicrucian Manuscripts are a cornerstone of Western esoteric thought, blending mysticism, alchemy, and prophecy into a single enigmatic tradition. These documents, including the Fama Fraternitates and Confessio Fraternitates, introduced the world to the Rosicrucian order, a secretive brotherhood claiming to possess ancient wisdom and the ability to foresee future events. Their writings predicted profound societal shifts, including the downfall of corrupt institutions and the dawn of a new era of spiritual enlightenment. The authors of these manuscripts, believed to be inspired by the legendary Christian Rosicrucians, spoke of a world where science and spirituality would unite, leading to a renaissance of human consciousness. Their prophecies weren't just about external change. They emphasized the inner transformation of individuals as the key to societal renewal. This blend of mysticism and philosophy has left a lasting impact, influencing everything from Freemasonry to modern occult practices. Today, the Rosicrucian ideals resonate in movements focused on personal growth, holistic healing, and the search for deeper meaning. Yet, their origins remain shrouded in mystery. Were they a genuine spiritual brotherhood or an elaborate allegory designed to provoke thought and inspire change? This question invites us to explore the broader world of esoteric traditions, each offering its own unique vision of the future. From these ancient texts to modern interpretations, the Rosicrucian manuscripts remind us that prophecy isn't just about predicting events, it's about inspiring humanity to evolve. And as we turn to other esoteric traditions, we'll see how their visions of the future intersect with and diverge from those of the Rosicrucians. Among the most enigmatic texts of ancient literature is the Book of Enoch, a work that has fascinated scholars and spiritual seekers for centuries. This ancient manuscript, attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, offers a vivid portrayal of cosmic upheaval and divine judgment. Unlike many other apocalyptic texts, the Book of Enoch doesn't just predict disasters. It paints a sweeping narrative of fallen angels, humanity's corruption, and the ultimate reckoning of the world. One of its most striking sections describes the Watchers, a group of angels who descended to Earth, sharing forbidden knowledge and giving rise to chaos. Their actions, according to the text, led to widespread moral decay, prompting divine intervention in the form of a great flood. But the Book of Enoch goes further, detailing visions of future cataclysms, including fire, earthquakes, and celestial disruptions. These predictions are both terrifying and awe-inspiring, offering a glimpse into how ancient cultures grappled with themes of justice, retribution, and renewal. The influence of the Book of Enoch is vast, shaping not only Jewish and Christian thought, but also appearing in Islamic traditions and later mystical writings. Its themes resonate deeply with other apocalyptic texts, from the prophecies of Daniel to the visions of Revelation, creating a tapestry of interconnected ideas about the end of times. What makes the Book of Enoch particularly compelling is its blend of myth, theology, and prophecy. It's not just a warning of doom, it's a meditation on the consequences of human and divine actions. As we explore its pages, we're reminded that the concept of apocalypse isn't just about destruction. It's about transformation and the possibility of a new beginning. This ancient text invites us to consider how past civilizations imagined the future and what their visions might mean for us today. Turning to ancient Mesopotamia, we encounter the Babylonians, whose mastery of the stars laid the foundation for modern astrology. Unlike other civilizations, the Babylonians didn't just observe the heavens, they developed a systematic approach to interpreting celestial movements, believing that the stars could reveal the will of the gods and foretell future events. Their astrologers meticulously tracked the motions of planets, stars, and constellations, creating detailed records that spanned generations. One of their most significant contributions was the zodiac, a division of the sky into 12 equal parts, each associated with specific traits and influences. This system wasn't just about personal horoscopes, it was used to guide decisions on everything from agriculture to warfare. Kings and rulers relied on astrological predictions to determine the best times for battles, treaties, and even the construction of temples. For example, a celestial event like a lunar eclipse might be interpreted as a warning of impending disaster, prompting rulers to take precautionary measures. The accuracy of their predictions wasn't just a matter of luck, it was the result of centuries of observation and refinement. What's remarkable is how their methods have endured. The zodiac we use today, the concept of horoscopes, and even the idea that celestial events can influence human affairs all trace their origins back to Babylonian astronomy. Yet their legacy is more than just a historical footnote. It's a reminder of humanity's age-old quest to find meaning in the cosmos, to connect the patterns of the sky with the rhythms of life on Earth. As we look to other ancient cultures, we'll see how their astrological systems compare, each offering a unique lens through which to view the universe and our place within it. The Inca Empire, flourishing high in the Andes, was a civilization deeply attuned to the rhythms of the natural world. At the heart of their cosmic understanding was the sun, or Inti, revered as a life-giving deity. To honor Inti and harness its power, the Inca developed sophisticated methods of solar observation, blending science and spirituality in ways that continue to inspire awe. One of their most remarkable tools was the Intihuatana stone, a meticulously carved structure found at sites like Machu Picchu. Often called the hitching post of the sun, this stone served as a precise astronomical device. During the solstices, the sun's alignment with the Intihuatana cast no shadow, a phenomenon the Inca interpreted as a moment of cosmic harmony. These observations weren't just symbolic, they were practical. The Inca used their knowledge of solar cycles to predict agricultural seasons, ensuring crops were planted and harvested at optimal times, but their understanding went even further. Some researchers believe the Inca could anticipate natural disasters such as droughts or floods based on subtle shifts in the sun's behavior. This ability to read the environment with such precision speaks to their profound connection with nature, a relationship built on respect and observation rather than exploitation. The Incas' solar predictions didn't just sustain their empire, they also reflect a worldview where humanity and the environment were deeply intertwined. In today's age of climate uncertainty, their approach offers a powerful lesson: the importance of listening to the natural world and adapting to its rhythms. As we explore other ancient civilizations, we'll see how their environmental predictions shaped their societies and what we can learn from their wisdom in our own time. For the Aboriginal peoples of Australia, the Dreamtime is more than a myth, it's a living framework that connects the past, present, and future. Rooted in oral traditions passed down through generations, the Dreamtime encompasses creation stories, spiritual beliefs, and a profound understanding of the natural world. Within these narratives lie visions of the future, often tied to the land and its cycles. Aboriginal elders speak of prophecies that warn of environmental changes, such as the drying of rivers or the disappearance of certain animal species, many of which seem to align with today's ecological challenges. These predictions aren't just abstract ideas, they're woven into the fabric of their culture, reflected in art, ceremonies, and daily practices. Take, for example, the Yolngu people of northern Australia, who have long spoken of rising sea levels and coastal erosion, phenomena now observed by modern science. Their ability to foresee these changes stems from a deep, intimate connection to the land, developed over tens of thousands of years of observation and stewardship. It's a relationship built on respect and reciprocity, where humans are not separate from nature but an integral part of it. This perspective offers a profound contrast to modern approaches to prediction, which often rely on technology and data rather than lived experience. Aboriginal traditions remind us that the future isn't something to be calculated, it's something to be felt, understood, and harmonized with. Their stories challenge us to rethink our relationship with the earth, highlighting the wisdom of cultures that have thrived by listening to its rhythms. As we consider other indigenous prediction systems, we'll see how their unique worldviews continue to offer invaluable insights into the challenges we face today. Among the world's oldest religions, Zoroastrianism offers a prophetic vision that has shaped spiritual thought for millennia. At its core lies the concept of dualism, a cosmic struggle between Ahura Mazda, the god of light and wisdom, and Angra Mainyu, the force of darkness and chaos. This eternal conflict isn't just a theological idea, it's the foundation of Zoroastrian prophecies about the future. Their texts, particularly the Avesta, describe a time when this battle will reach its climax, culminating in a final confrontation between good and evil. This event, known as the Frashokriti, will herald the renewal of the world, purging it of corruption and ushering in an era of eternal peace and harmony. It's a vision of transformation, where even the dead will be resurrected to participate in this new, perfected existence. What makes these predictions so enduring is their emphasis on human agency. Zoroastrians believe that every individual plays a role in this cosmic struggle, their choices tipping the scales toward either light or darkness. This idea of personal responsibility resonates deeply in modern ethical and spiritual frameworks, influencing traditions from Judaism to Christianity and Islam. Even today, Zoroastrian prophecies echo in our collective imagination, reflected in stories of apocalyptic battles and ultimate redemption. Think of movies like The Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, where the fight between good and evil drives the narrative. These parallels remind us that the Zoroastrian worldview isn't just about predicting the future, it's about understanding the timeless tensions that define our lives. Their dualistic vision invites us to consider how we, too, navigate the forces of light and darkness in our own world. And as we shift to other traditions, we'll see how this theme of duality reappears in different forms, each offering its own unique perspective on the future. The Norse world was steeped in a belief that fate was woven into the very fabric of existence, and the Vikings turned to runes as a way to tap into this cosmic tapestry. These ancient symbols, carved into stone, wood, or bone, were far more than an alphabet. They were tools of divination, each holding its own powerful meaning. When a Viking sought guidance, they would cast these runes onto a cloth, interpreting their arrangement as messages from the gods or insights into the future. For example, the rune Rado symbolized journeys and change, while Fehu represented wealth and prosperity. These readings weren't just abstract, they influenced decisions in battle, trade, and even marriage. In a society where every choice could mean survival or peril, runes offered a way to navigate uncertainty with divine wisdom. But the mystique of runes didn't end with the Vikings. Today, they've found a new life in modern spiritual practices, from rune readings to tattoos and art. their symbolism resonating with those seeking connection to the past. What makes runes so enduring is their simplicity and depth. Each symbol carries layers of meaning, open to interpretation yet grounded in tradition. As we move to other runic practices, we'll see how these ancient symbols evolved across cultures, each adding its own unique voice to the language of divination. In the vast tapestry of Hindu philosophy, the Puranas stand as a monumental collection of texts that weave together mythology, history, and prophecy. Central to their vision of the future is the concept of cyclical time, a profound idea that contrasts sharply with the linear view of time many of us are familiar with. According to the Puranas, time isn't a straight line but a repeating sequence of ages or yugas, each with its own distinct characteristics. These cycles, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, are said to govern the rise and fall of civilizations, the evolution of humanity, and even the moral fabric of society. We're currently in Kali Yuga, often described as an age of discord and materialism, but the Puranas predict this will eventually give way to a new Satya Yuga, an era of truth and enlightenment. What's striking about these predictions is their philosophical depth. The Puranas don't just foretell events, they offer a framework for understanding the nature of existence, emphasizing moral responsibility and the interconnectedness of all life. This cyclical view of time has surprising parallels to modern scientific theories, like the concept of eternal recurrence in physics or the cycles of climate change. Whether you see these yugas as literal or metaphorical, they challenge us to think beyond our immediate reality and consider the bigger picture. They remind us that endings are also beginnings and that every age, no matter how turbulent, holds the seeds of renewal. As we explore the concept of cyclical predictions further, we'll see how other cultures have embraced similar ideas, each offering its own unique lens on the eternal dance of creation and transformation. At the heart of Aztec cosmology lies a massive, intricately carved relic known as the Sun Stone, or Piedra del Sol. This 24-ton artifact, discovered in Mexico City in the late 18th century, is more than just a calendar. It's a window into the Aztec understanding of time, divinity, and the cycles of destruction and renewal. At its center is the face of Tonatiuh, the sun god, whose hunger for human hearts was believed to keep the cosmic order intact. Surrounding Tonatiuh are 4 squares, each representing a previous era or sun that ended in catastrophe. The Aztecs believed they were living in the 5th sun, an era destined to end in earthquakes and upheaval. This belief wasn't just philosophical, it shaped their daily lives. Elaborate rituals, including human sacrifices, were performed to appease the gods and stave off the impending doom. The Sun Stone's intricate carvings tell this story in vivid detail, blending art, astronomy, and prophecy into a single masterpiece. But what's fascinating is how these apocalyptic visions resonate with other ancient traditions. Like the Norse Ragnarok or the Hindu Kali Yuga, the Aztec concept of cyclical destruction and rebirth reflects a universal human preoccupation with the fragility of existence. The Sunstone reminds us that, across cultures, the end of the world isn't just a moment of fear, it's an opportunity for renewal, a chance to begin again. And the Aztecs weren't alone in their prophetic thinking. Other Mesoamerican civilizations, like the Maya, also developed complex systems to predict and interpret the cycles of time. How did their visions compare, and what can they teach us about humanity's enduring fascination with the future? The Druids, the ancient spiritual leaders of the Celtic world, saw the natural environment as a living, breathing oracle. For them, every rustling leaf, every bird's flight, and every shift in the wind carried messages about the future. Their predictions weren't derived from abstract calculations or complex machinery. They were rooted in an intimate, almost sacred relationship with the earth. One of their most revered practices was augury, the art of interpreting the flight patterns of birds. A sudden dive or a circling flock could signal everything from the outcome of a battle to the success of a harvest. Similarly, the Druids studied the growth patterns of trees, believing that their shapes and behaviors held hidden truths. The oak, for instance, was considered the king of trees, its strength and longevity seen as a symbol of stability and wisdom. These nature-based rituals weren't just about divination. They were woven into the fabric of Celtic life, influencing decisions at every level of society. Kings sought the Druids' guidance before launching military campaigns, and farmers relied on their insights to time planting and harvesting. This deep connection to nature wasn't just practical, it was spiritual. The Druids viewed the earth as a source of wisdom, a teacher whose lessons could guide humanity through both prosperity and turmoil. Their approach to prediction reminds us that the natural world is more than a backdrop to human existence. It's a dynamic force that shapes and reflects our lives. This theme of nature-based predictions resonates across cultures, from the Inca's solar observations to the Aboriginal Dreamtime stories. It invites us to consider how our own relationship with the environment might hold keys to understanding the future, if only we take the time to listen. Buried beneath the earth for over 2 millennia, the Terracotta Army of China stands as one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries of all time. Crafted over 2,000 years ago, this vast army of life-sized clay soldiers was created to accompany Emperor Qin Shi Huang into the afterlife, ensuring his protection and eternal reign. The scale is staggering: thousands of warriors, each with unique facial features, along with horses, chariots, and weapons, all meticulously arranged in battle formation. But the Terracotta Army is more than just a funerary monument. It's a testament to the power of prophecy and belief. According to legend, Emperor Qin feared not just mortal enemies but also supernatural forces that might threaten him in the afterlife. The creation of this army was seen as a safeguard, a way to fulfill prophecies that foretold his need for protection beyond death. These beliefs weren't unique to ancient China. Across cultures, we see similar efforts to secure the future, whether through tombs, amulets, or rituals. Take, for example, the Egyptian pyramids, built to ensure the pharaoh's safe passage to the afterlife, or the Viking ship burials, designed to carry warriors to Valhalla. What connects these practices is a universal human desire to control the unknown, to prepare for what lies beyond this life. The Terracotta Army reminds us that ancient predictions weren't just about foreseeing events. They were about shaping them, using art, ritual, and belief to influence the future. Its discovery in 1974 brought these ancient prophecies to life, offering modern audiences a glimpse into a world where the boundary between life and death was porous, and the future was something to be actively guarded. As we reflect on the Terracotta Army, we see how ancient predictions were deeply intertwined with cultural identity, spiritual beliefs, and the human need for security. This brings us to the broader question: how do these diverse threads of ancient prophecy connect, and what can they teach us about the enduring human quest to understand and control the future? The predictions left behind by lost civilizations are nothing short of astonishing. From the Mayans' cyclical calendar to the Hopi's warnings of environmental collapse, these ancient societies demonstrated an uncanny ability to foresee events that resonate deeply with our modern world. Their insights weren't just guesses, they were rooted in meticulous observation, profound spiritual beliefs, and a deep connection to the natural world. Yet the question remains, how did they achieve such accuracy? Was it advanced knowledge passed down through generations, or a connection to something beyond our current understanding? These prophecies weren't just about the future, they were reflections of their cultures, values, and worldviews. They remind us that humanity's quest to understand the unknown is as old as civilization itself. Today, as we grapple with challenges like climate change, technological advancement, and societal transformation, these ancient predictions offer both warnings and wisdom. They invite us to consider the possibility that the past holds keys to navigating the future, if we're willing to listen. Could it be that these civilizations tapped into a universal understanding of time and existence, one that we're only beginning to unravel? As the philosopher George Santayana once said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. These ancient voices, echoing across millennia, challenge us to learn from their insights and apply them to our own lives. What do you think these predictions mean for us today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to explore more about these fascinating topics in our other videos. The mysteries of the past are waiting to be discovered. Let's uncover them together.